Today we're taking a look at SoFi, S-O-F-I is the ticker symbol. Got a lot of news around it today. Morgan Stanley coming out with a $25 price target and reiterating that it's undervalued currently, and taking a look at the chart and talking more about what is going on with SoFi Technologies and all that fun stuff right here in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and well, today we're going to dive into SoFi. Ticker symbol is S-O-F-I. So some news came out today. It's popping off on the meme charts. A lot of people are talking about it today. It's up around 13%. We're going to dive into the chart here and talk about the bull case here on this financial sector play and the idea of SoFi going up to the $25 area. Let's look at the chart. All right, so pulling up the chart here on SoFi. Now, this is a recent IPO, well, back there in November, going from the $10 area all the way up to a high of $28. And you can see ever since then, we've just been basically trending lower here. But it's looking very interesting, right? It's looking very interesting, like SoFi could do something here sooner than later. And now with the hype and the analysts and everybody coming out and talking more about this company, well, you know, something is happening. There's action and there's volume. Well, you can see right now, we're basically doing this wave formation, completing this overall triangle here. And it's pretty clear to see that where our next resistance area would be here on SoFi. So what I'm expecting here is that SoFi will continue to stick to this overall downward trend, and then we'll get back down here to the $15 area. And then at that point, I would say, you know, this is probably the area to watch for a buy and breakout of this overall, I don't know what you call this, bull flag or descending triangle or just flag in general here. Whatever you want to call it, that's pretty much the setup that we got going on right now. And you can see the news today coming out that SoFi jumped on the bullish Morgan Stanley note with the $25 target. The analysts said that they have a powerful revenue growth strategy despite rising competition from other challenger fintech companies. She expects that SoFi's customer base to double over the next 2 years to 5.3 million from the 2.6 million that they have now, and then more than doubling over the past year from 1.2 million. You know, I like to look at these trades very simply. Like, why would I want to buy knowing that we have this overall trend, and then also knowing, you know, we have the support down there at the $15 level? So for me to really want to jump into SoFi, let's say for a trade or to buy some calls that have the end of the year, or maybe let's say, you know, middle of next year, February, March of next year, I would expect this thing to kind of bounce off of that resistance, pull back to the 15, and then we get this breakout to the upside, depending on how the overall market is. But there's obviously always this opportunity as well, that we just break out and continue to go higher. If there is a squeeze and people really start to get excited here, well, then we might get some big price action and some bigger moves. If we can break over 19 and 20, then I would be looking to buy call options, you know, trying to buy $25 call options. The idea of this thing pushing up there to the $25 level, having some, you know, serious FOMO at that point, and then breaking up to the $30 level if the overall market just continues to go higher towards the end of the year, like we are expecting, like we talked about the other day with the SPY and the idea of SoFi, you know, continuing to ride the hype here. So you can see their website here on SoFi. They got it all laid out. They're offering, you know, investing, personal loans, student loan refinancing, insurance, private student loans. They got all types of stuff, and they're also got this app where you can buy Bitcoin, cryptocurrency as well. So they're trying to really tap into multiple, you know, financial worlds, and they've got all these kind of different opportunities here. And they say that I've got over 2 million members that love SoFi, and well, it's very interesting. So it's a one-stop shop for your finances. It's designed to work better together. You can see the app there. They talk about the money, the credit card, the invest, the student loan, and credit score, and all that kind of shows pretty much everything, which is kind of cool. You get all this stuff to kind of look at and keep track of. And now they're diving in with cryptocurrency and all of that as well. So they're kind of giving people this technologically advanced platform for financial services, and it seems to kind of be biting as they've doubled their user base in the last year. So SoFi's strategy is to build a membership experience and a full suite of products and build a relationship in the first product to drive success in this. So over time, they should, attract more and more customers. So over time, they really should attract more and more customers just based off of, word of mouth and people being like, hey, I'm really enjoying this. So they're trying to build out that. At the end of the day, there's obviously the idea of what it costs to acquire a customer as well. But SoFi definitely trying to, make some bigger moves here, coming in with the guidance at $333 million in the future. The idea, for every $1 in revenue created, the company was able to convert 12.5 cents to free cash flow, and which is cash from operations minus capital expenditures, coming in around $55 million for the 6 months ending of June 30th, 2021. So at the end of the day, it'll be really interesting to see, how this works and how they make money, and the idea that they can raise that, right now, like I said, they have that 12.5 cents. If they can raise that to 17 cents on the dollar, well, then that's free cash flow margin of 17%, and that would move their free cash flow in at just a 700 million, and that would move their free cash flow from around 350 million or 330 million to around 700 million generated on the revenue of $4 billion in 2025. So the idea is that they're, really trying to capitalize off of the $4 or $5 trillion market that is the financial, market servicing market there with loans and things like that. So at an annualized return at 25% from the fiscal 2022, they would be far, far in excess of historical returns from the overall broader market. So the idea is that they're trading right now at a 74 times percent multiple to its cash flow, hence a 40 times multiple to the FCF. There's obviously the idea of them building out this cryptocurrency, the loaning, and all of these different things, and the idea of SoFi really taking more and more market cap from the overall financial cryptocurrency market cap type of world. So it'll be interesting, obviously, with the younger generation jumping onto SoFi and kind of building onto that. So in general, looking at the chart here, it's very clear to see, where our resistance is. And I would say, number one, I want to kind of see if SoFi can break above 20. I don't think there's any reason to jump into this before breaking over 20, breaking out of that overall downtrend. Like, I want to see some convincing consolidation. I don't want to see this type of move, where we push up to that $20 level, we get stuck multiple times, and then we roll off again. Because obviously, if I'm buying at 20 and I'm selling at 15, I'm losing money. So we're going to see if this continuation of this downward trend will hold it here at the $19, $20 level. We get that pullback again to this $15 level, and then look for that breakout to the upside. So that would kind of put us in a really good spot going into the end of the year here if SoFi would continue to move higher. And I think there's obviously a lot of market share they can grab here, and really trying to cater to the younger generation, the millennial generation, the 20 to 30-year-olds that are getting into crypto, that have the student loans, that need something to organize their financial services or financial, debts and all that stuff. So SoFi, definitely an interesting opportunity here. And like I said, I think it's pretty clear to see what the chart is doing right now. SoFi is kind of gaining some traction as well in the meme stocks and people talking about it. But we can see, lately we've had these kind of big pops and then the drops, the big pops, and it'll be questionable to see, can we break over 20 or do we roll off once again here, similar to this move? But I think, loading up down here at the $15 to $20 level, I think waiting to see kind of what happens from this overall pattern right now. This is the weekly chart we're looking at, and you can see on the daily chart kind of that breakout here. So you can see that daily candle coming in there big and trying to break out from this overall trend. We had resistance at 18, so we'll kind of watch to see what happens at 20 from there. But right now, kind of just waiting to see. I think there's no reason to jump into this, too soon. I don't want to be too early to the party, but that definitely had a lot of volume in the last few months here on SoFi, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it and see if we can break over that $19, $20 level, and then we'll, from $19, $20, I think there's still, plenty of meat on the bone to 25 from there. Kind of that $24, $25 being resistance there. Pretty clear to see, Morgan Stanley put that $25 target because they're like, hey, well, $25 is resistance right there. So if we get to 24, we get to, $25 level, well, then, they're trying to basically cover their butt there. And, there it is, that move. So we'll see what happens. SoFi, definitely keeping this one on the radar. Like I said, looking for a break over 20 here, and then over 20, we would expect a move to 25, 29, or higher from there, depending on the overall market. Really, I think at this point, if we continue to just have, some consolidation in the overall market, and then we rally in towards the end of the year, then that would obviously, with cryptocurrency and all these different things kind of on the fence right now, do we go to the moon, or do we consolidate, or do we roll off from there? And that'll kind of be the big question. So right now, keeping a very close eye on SoFi as an opportunity towards the end of the year here, or just kind of riding the overall wave here. But right now, like I said, that wave is basically down, up, and well, is it going to go back down once again to this $15 area? That'll be the question. That'll be watching. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all those buttons down below. I'll talk to you guys later on.